acting or done quickly and without thought or care. So just doing some shit just because you can do it. Welcome back to the party, people. Yes, I'm fresh. Out the sack. Well, not fresh. I've been up for about 2 hours. So, a little fresh out the bed, but how are y'all doing today on this beautiful Wednesday, December 2nd? It's a two-day. It's December 2nd, 2020. Let's just take another deep breath of gratitude. Oh, and joy and appreciation for being here. We have made it through 2020. I know it's not the end of the year. And I say year because we go by the white man's calendar, but I know it's not the end of the year. But we made it. Fucking through all of 2020, we made it. Ashe, take a deep breath of appreciation for being here through all the trials and tribulation, all the depression, all the heartache, all the headache, all the failures, all of the disappointments, the pandemic, everything. Through everything, we made it. Whew, Ashe. That's a beautiful thing in itself. No matter, like, that's it. Card of the day. It's over. That's a beautiful thing in itself, no matter what you're going through currently. Think of all that you've gone through, and you made it. You're still here. Oh, that's so beautiful. Ashe, welcome back to the party, everybody. We're back. Today is December 2nd. It's Wednesday. Let's see what planet rules Wednesday. Yeah, let's see. Mercury, the planet of communication. Interesting. So we'll start seeing what planet rules the day as well. It's like I can't even pull the cards at all. At all. Okay. Is that the card for us today? Guys, look. My card. Okay, we're gonna pull that card too then. That's the Lovers. Guys, why'd this happen to the card? I'm so sad. That's what happens when you ignore your calling for quite some time. That feels like a long time to me. It was like, what, a week? That feels like a very long time to me. So we have the Fool that fell out in an inverted position. So we're going to have to pull up 2 tips. So we have the Fool in the inverted position, and I just pulled this card, the Lovers card, because of this. It caught my attention, and so stuff like that means things to me, little small things like that. Like, that's a sign for me. This is how I interpret life. For that to have happened, that caught my attention for a reason, so I need to pay attention to this card. Because any of the other cards in the deck could have had this tear on it that would have drawn my attention to that card, but it was this one, so yeah. The Fool in the inverted position. It is the first card of the deck. The Fool is basically what the Fool is. Like, the person that is they just like go through life la-di-da, they go with the flow, like they're the naive person. They are the person that is very, very optimistic. They see the glass half full. I'm the Fool kind of resonates with me. Like, I'm not gonna say that I'm a fool because words are powerful, but I resonate with the Fool card in the tarot deck because I am a very optimistic person. I'm a very la-di-da person. I'm a very like go with the flow type of person, almost to a fault. And I'm learning that. It's my balance year. 2 plus 6 is 8. So I'm learning how to balance out my shadow and my light side. But I resonate with this card because I just be like, it is what it is. Like, life happens. Life don't happen to you. It happens for you. That's really my mindset. And I be really just letting shit go with the flow. And sometimes that's a bad thing because sometimes you need to take control of situations. But for the most part, this is the Fool. They just, it is what it is, you know. And it says, the major arcana of the tarot starts with the Fool card. He is usually portrayed as cherry chap on his and a knapsack on his back, clear sky above him, a dog at his feet. The Fool indicates newness, but also the unpredictable and unexpected. He represents the newly incarnated soul stepping forth on its latest journey. The Fool doesn't have a number. The 0 is merely a placeholder. This is because in this sequence of the tarot cards, the Fool can indicate the beginning or the end of one man's ceiling is another man's floor. The Fool is the main character as the story of the major arcana unfolds. Because of this, he is always present in the cards and thus needs no number to identify him. When you are doing a tarot reading for yourself, you are the Fool. This doesn't mean that you are foolish. It means that you are the protagonist in your own story. You are the hero or the heroine. You will always see things through your eyes. Therefore, you will always be the Fool, ever present, popping up in every situation. Number is 0. Elements is air. Zodiac sign is Aquarius. Symbols are dog, feather, flower, and staff. Dog represents loyalty, guardian. Flower, what did it say? Dang, I forgot that fast. Feather, flower. Feather represents justice and freedom. They don't have a symbol on here for flower, so that's interesting that they would put it on there and not have it. Interesting. And staff represents magician, meaning we have the power. Obviously, but we already knew that. We always had the power. But we got it in the inverted position. So it's saying, even inverted, the Fool is still a fairly positive card, but it is cautioning you against assuming too much or thinking that you already know all there is to know about something. There's always room to know more, and something can always happen to surprise you. The inverted Fool asks you to not close yourself off to possibilities you have not yet considered. You may be surprised in good ways to what might unfold. And the keyword position in the inverted is... Keywords in the inverted position are apprehension, constraint, impetuousness, relentlessness, lack of discipline. I know that's right. Whoo, child, because my discipline has been all over the place this past month. Like, I don't know what was going on with me. I'm looking up the definition for impetuous because I would like to know what it says. Acting or done quickly and without thought or care. So just doing some shit just because you can do it. Yikes, they're talking loud, aren't they? When they talk, we listen. Acting or done quickly without thought or care. Apprehension, constraint, impetuousness, relentlessness, lack of discipline. Woo. So, and with today being a Mercury day, it's really sounding like we should, listen twice as much as we talk or something like that. Or basically, shut the fuck up and listen and pay attention. Because it definitely says it is cautioning you against assuming too much or thinking that you know all there is to know about something. There's always room to know more. So that means in order to know more, you have to listen and read. But both of those things really require you to shut the fuck up. So today being real about communication, and this is telling us to listen, really, to listen. When they talk, we listen. That's all that's it. I guess that would make a lot of sense being that we about to go into a whole new year. And it's about to be some shit. And we really need to really, really ground ourselves and listen to our ancestors. We need to listen to ourselves. We need to listen to our intuition. We need to pay attention to what they're saying too. Like, we need to listen a lot. And I'm taking this is for me too. Like, I'm taking this in too because wow, this is hitting on a lot of shit right now. It's definitely a time for us to shut up and listen and pay attention to people, places, things, the media for sure. Oh, you gotta and here's the difference. We don't need to listen to the media. We need to pay attention to the media. We need to listen to our ancestors and pay attention to our ancestors and pay attention and listen to ourselves and our children and the people around us, etc. But we don't need to listen to the media. We just need to pay attention to it. Whatever's going on, we need to really just pay more attention, and we need to listen. We need to stop talking, and we need to start listening. Start listening. With your physical ears and with your spiritual ears. Start listening with your third eye as well. Because it's some shit. It's really about to go down. Like, it's some shit actively currently going down right now in the spirit realm. And we can't be having lack of discipline. We can't be doing things off of, or how would I say this, impetuously. We can't be acting like that. We can't have apprehension and constraint, restlessness. No, we have to be literally on our best behavior. And I don't mean that in a sense of conforming, but I mean in the sense of stay ready so you don't have to get ready. The cards are loud today. Why they have to read me like this? Dang, they took us for a spin, honey. What does this lover say? Oh, and they're both major arcana cards. That's 5, 6. Yep, I just passed it. Yep. Oh, they're both air signs. Interesting. The Lover's card shows a choice and reminds us that even when we choose not to choose, we've still made a choice. Many people think that because of its name and this depiction, that it is indicating a love affair. And while this is indeed one meaning for the card, its symbolism actually goes much deeper than that. The card shows two naked people underneath the bright sun and angelic being. Two people on a 2-day. They say that looks angelic, but it looks downright demonic to me. But hey, anyways. The number is 6, wisdom. The element is air, just like this card's element was air. It's a zodiac. The zodiac is Gemini. The symbol are angels, cloud, feather, mountain, sun. Angels, cloud, mountain, feather, sun. Angels mean a message from divinity. Cloud means warning and or lack of wisdom. Before I even read the card, I'm just going to say, because it's a message from divinity, it's not necessarily a warning. It's more so like a pay attention. Like what I said. It's just, I guess you could say it's a warning, but it's not a warning of a bad thing. I want to just clear that up. Feather represents justice and freedom. Mountain represents spiritual path and consistency. And sun represents a life force. Life force, a father figure. Okay. Okay, there. I feel that. I guess I'll put y'all over here. Sorry for moving y'all around. In the upright position, this card means, this card is asking you to question whether your head or your heart are balanced, or whether you're listening to your ego or your truth. You have to follow your heart, but not if it is ego-based. The feeling of truth will always have a familiar ring to it. This card also reminds you that with every choice comes responsibility and possibly sacrifice. Not taking responsibility for your actions is what creates bad karma. Finally, the card does indicate that love is in the air, and while this can point to a romantic encounter, it is also indicative of more platonic relationships. This card's number is 6. That number represents cosmic creation. So it's not surprising that in a reading it's asking you to consider the choices that are in front of you. These are likely to be important and significant in your life, and it's imperative that you weigh all your options before you make any life-changing decisions. Of course, because this is the card of the Lovers, this may well have to do with your intimate relationships, but it is not limited to that. The Lovers reminds you that the easy choice isn't always the right one. You always need to consider the consequences of your actions, because this energy highlights where your belief systems or your traditions might be coming into question. While this is a card that indicates important choices, remember that there is always a choice. Even choosing not to is a choice. In the inverted position, the keywords are partners, union, and choice. Choice. There is always a choice. There is always a choice, honey. Woo. They just read the fuck out of me. Yikes. When they speak, we listen, though. And if the cards are meant, they will show themselves. These are the rules that we live by. These are the rules that govern my practice. And hey, that's what's happening today. There's always a choice. I really don't like when people play the victim as if they don't have any role to play in the situations that they be in. And I will say, because I'm not unrealistic to life, I know how life operates, I know how it goes. I'm not going to say that certain things don't just happen. Like, you're not always in control of everything in every situation. However, you are always in control of how you act or react. Period, point blank. That's it. That's all. That's it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, buts, or about, or if, ands, or buts about it. And I also want to say this, because yes, while you are in control of how you react and or act, people also have to stop faulting other people for how they react to things. I know, right? So when I say that, like, we have these things called black sheeps, or we have these people, we call them black weird people, black white people, whatever. There's always somebody that is seen as not the norm, and so they get picked on. And then when they react, everybody wants to like point fingers to them or try to make them feel like they're bad for how they reacted, but nobody ever says anything about what got them to that point. And so yes, while we are in control of how we act and react to situations, therefore there's always a choice. You can always choose how you maneuver in a situation. I'm not saying that it's okay for people to push other people to those points where they do react in those extreme, outrageous ways, because in a sense, they will be justified for it. In reality, that's just the way it is. But I say that to say there's always a choice. And I don't like when people act like they just be in these situations because, oh, woe is me. When you choose how you maneuver in whatever situation you've been placed in. Like, I was playing Uno 2 nights ago with my girlfriends, and I won like every hand. I think we played 4 of them, I think. And one of them was like, you're cheating. And the other one was like, she just played the card she was dealt. And it just clicked in my head, like even though I was playing a card game, like this shit is real. Like, I just played the cards that I was dealt, and I'm going to win every time. I just got to keep betting on myself. I just have to keep, like I said, there's a responsibility with everything that I've chosen, with everything that I want. There's a responsibility and possibly sacrifice. I have to choose. I've already chosen that I want to do these things and I want to pursue these things and I'm going for these things. Now I have to continue to choose them. I have to continue to choose what I want, because if I don't, I'm consciously and actively choosing the opposite. That's just the reality of it. If you say you want something and you don't choose that thing every single day, do you even really want it? Because you can't want something and then get all these responsibilities. Like it says, this card also reminds you that with every choice comes responsibility and possibility and possibly sacrifice. Not taking responsibility for your actions is what creates bad karma. I hear y'all, and I feel this because it just is what it is. If we make the choice to want more, to want better, to aspire, to break generational curses, to expand, to do all these wonderful things, yet we don't choose those things every single day, like, you're not just gonna wake up one day and be like, oh, I choose happiness, and then boom, you got happiness. No, that's not how that works. You have to work for it. You have to choose it every single day. When shit is hard and you feeling frustrated and you feeling ugly, disgusted, busted, tired, disappointed, you have to choose happiness. And this is just a small thing. This is just a small thing that I'm giving an example of. There's people that have to choose to get out of the bed every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's people that have to choose not to pull the trigger every day. This is what I'm saying. Like, these are choices. We have choices in this life, and we can choose to create it however we see fit. But with these choices comes responsibility and possibly sacrifice. And nobody ever wants to do that part. Talking to myself, preaching to the choir. Nobody ever wants to do that part. So, yeah. I mean, I don't, yeah, this was a very, very powerful reading today. Telling us to shut the fuck up and listen and choose wisely. And then when we choose wisely, keep motherfucking choosing. Keep motherfucking working. It's never done. This card tells us that there's always room to know more and something can happen to surprise you. So shut the fuck up and listen and choose wisely. And understand that there's always work to be done. Just there's always responsibility behind that choice. You have to continue to choose it every single day. Every single day. Peace, love, lights, blessings to you all. And as always, the marathon continues, nigga.